Got the 16 here just going into second place.
Clear, 2 back.
Could have very easily have been, the 99 was out front pulling away. So I think it just shows how good Roush Fenway stuff is right now.
That's it, bud. Go to work. 15 to go.
That Greg Biffle will finally clear Kyle Busch. And the thing about it, Greg Biffle racing Tony Stewart that hard, his lap was still just as quick as Kyle Busch. We've got 15 to go. You can see a lot of jubilation by that crew as Biffle just drives away from Stewart now.
Greg Biffle is 3 seconds behind Kyle Busch.
Isn't this that racetrack where we had those really close finishes?
And this is where they normally start taking shape.
And in this, kind of like that point in the race where you say, oh, he can't catch him.
Right.
And then all of a sudden.
Well, we'll see. Kyle Busch is trying to do something that has not been done in NASCAR since 1954. Drive a foreign nameplate car into victory lane. That is band leader Paul Whiteman's Jaguar. Paul was a buddy of Big Bill France, and that's Al Keller in an International 100 at Linden, New Jersey. That is the last foreign make to drive into victory lane in what is now the Sprint Cup Series.
Well, let's see what the stopwatch tells us. Greg Biffle beat him by about 1/10.5 the last time.
Well, that should put him dead even at the finish line if that continues.
Well, that time they leveled out.
Yeah.
We've got 13 laps to go. The thing about it, I think Kyle Busch is going to start catching the tail end of the field, though, some lap cars back there.
Lap cars could make a difference, but I do notice Greg's lap times are a little erratic, and I tell you why. If he drives in a little too hard, car goes up the hill with him. He's really got to try to temper it a little bit here and not overdrive the car. Tony Stewart's come back on him now, and so I think that's the other thing that's going to slow Greg down, having to deal with Tony Stewart.
Well, if Stewart can harass Biffle, that's a good thing for Stewart's teammate.
Yeah, because now Kyle Busch, the last 2 laps, he's beat Greg Biffle by 2/10 of a second a lap. He's pulled out to 3 1/4 seconds. 12 laps to go.
I think the old Biff.
A little bit right there, about 3 backs. Back your corners up a little bit.
Back the corners up. That's exactly right. I think the old Biff overdrives the corner every now and then and loses a lot of time.
The other thing Kyle Busch is trying to do is become Atlanta's youngest ever Sprint Cup race winner. Jeff Gordon won here at the age of 23 years and 7 months. Kyle Busch won't turn 23 until May.
I don't think there's anybody so far out of our first 4 races that has driven harder, put in more effort, and put on a better show than this cat right here in this 18 car. He has been fantastic and fun to watch.
I don't think anybody would challenge you on that statement there.
They don't give these things away. You don't ever deserve to win one until you win it, but he has worked hard enough and done a good enough job. He deserves to win this race.
There's the interval, 1st to 2nd, with Biffle still 3 seconds back with 10 to go.
Protect your spot.
Now with 10 laps to go, Jeff Gordon actually just got back by Clint Boyer. He's back in the 5th position in the 24 car.
The car looks steady. It's been right on that bottom ever since this last restart. Seems to be working really good. And you see what happens with Biffle. They told him to back his corner up a little bit, let off the throttle a little earlier. Driving away.
Beat the bottoms, Will.
2.9 seconds, 1st to 2nd.
It's the hardest thing for a race car driver to do is slow down and go faster. It just doesn't make sense to you, but it works.
You know, you go back to a year ago when we debuted this new car at Bristol, where we go next week. There's no question the Roush Fenway group, they were so far behind on it, but they've come a long way in a year. Now this right here is a battle for the 9th position. Brian Vickers in that 83 car got the free pass twice early in the race, and here he is battling Jeff Burton in the 31 for the 9th spot.
Good job by Vickers. He just really has done a good job all day long.
Denny Hamlin in the 11 car is 1 lap down.
So that put 3 Camrys in the top 10. Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, Brian Vickers with 8 laps to go.
I think 2 questions have been answered today for the Toyota guys. Dependability and performance. And so far, it looks like they've conquered those 2 things.
And when I look at Brian Vickers in the 83 car, as we're going to be coming to 6 laps to go, remember, our car that has had to fight for their life all last year and the first 5 races of this year just to qualify, he comes in here 13th in the points. He's working on getting to the top 10. You can see it. If the race ended now, he would be in the top 10 in points. What a year. The difference a year has made in that race team.
And that's kind of insurance for him, Larry, because now he could go to Bristol. If, in fact, something happened and he missed the race, he would still be in the top 35 more than likely.
I like that crew chief they put him with this year, Kevin Hamlin.
Oh, I like Kevin Hamlin. Thought he did a lot for Blaney and that team when they started.
While we're watching Brian Vickers, let's make a note that they did put Mike Skinner in the team car, the first race that car has qualified for this year, and they're running in the 27th position. So at least that car has run all day long, which is big, considering they've not made a race.
Can't make any notes if you don't make any laps. And that's the big thing about staying out there and running all day. Helps the whole team.
5 laps to go for Rowdy Busch.
Now, Biffle has chopped it down to about 2.5 seconds. This battle for 5th will not go away. These guys have been swapping back and forth. This will be the finish back to the line right here for 5th.
Tony Stewart now having to hold off his old Daytona drafting partner, Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is for 3rd place.
I think Junior might have just a teeny bit better car than Tony right now. Looks to me like that even Tony is closing up a little bit on Greg Biffle again. That could become interesting here before we come to the white flag.
Stewart has one of Toyota's 2 best finishes in Sprint Cup, a 2nd at Daytona in February. Dave Blaney got, a third by Dave Blaney at Talladega last October. So 2/3.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, guys. Leader is hung up right now. Just went off in the 3rd turn, and Dale Jarrett,
3 to go right here.
Dale Jarrett drove right up or down in front of him and broke his momentum, cost him a lot of time.
You heard him tell him 3 to go. He's got about a 2.5 second lead over Greg Biffle in the 16 car.
Just be careful right here now. These guys are trying to stay on trying to keep him going another lap down, so handle them with care. Can't get through. Can't get through. Boxed.
You don't want to split them because neither of those cars are working that well.
Right. You got to be careful.
Well, he'll clear one of them.
2 to go. We're good.
2 to go.
2 to go. Yeah.
And what I like here,
We're good. I'm working on them.
is Kyle Busch showing patience.
Exactly. But he's got enough lead that and you know what else? Probably tired.
And here comes Tony. Tony's passed Greg Biffle for 2nd.
Yeah, I could see Tony was catching Biff back there.
Darrell, I dare say there won't be a driver out there that is not wore out after today.
I'm telling you. Coming to the white flag. Got a good cushion.
Kyle Busch has never had a top 10 finish at Atlanta in Sprint Cup racing.
Oh my gosh, get off the back of him, man.
Come on, guy.
I don't know exactly what was going on there, but
patience heck.
Well,
coming to the checkers over here.
That's a Toyota and a Toyota. I think I would have asked for a little help there if it had been me.
That was Kyle Busch that said coming to the checkers over here.
For the first time in Sprint Cup racing since 1954.
Come on, folks, give my hand.
Foreign nameplates going to victory lane. Wild Thing wins.
Yes,
Kyle Busch wins the Kobalt Tools 500.
Good job, boy.
And Tony Stewart, his teammate, they'll make it a 1-2 sweep. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 3rd. Greg Biffle falls back to 4th, and Jeff Gordon comes home 5th.
Congratulations, Addington. First one. Good job, buddy. Thanks, everybody.
That is Steve Addington's first career Sprint Cup win as a crew chief.
Great job. Look at that. Oh. It's one thing to think you can do it. It's something else when you know you can do it and then get it done. And that car's been capable of winning all 4 races, really.
Kyle Busch got his first victory in his rookie season. It came at California. That was 2004. His most recent victory was at Bristol last March.
Oh, look out here. Look out. Where are you going?
Anywhere he wants, Darrell.
Those tires are too hard to spin out.
Man, he was going fast.
Kyle Busch burning down the house. He's the youngest ever Sprint Cup driver to win in Atlanta.
them while you got them.